Hello and welcome to another Office Hours. Capsule. That's right. Capsule. Never gonna stop doing that. Never gonna stop doing that. But I will have a skip to the intro part if that does bother you, so you can get to the juicy meat. But this is a small section of my Office Hours live stream that I do on Thursdays at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, 1 a.m. UK time, where we talk about Star Citizen. We sit down, we talk about Star Citizen lore, about the latest news, we watch the ISCs, we go over the latest information, all sorts of things. So I'd love to have you join us live, twitch.tv/theastropub, youtube.com/theastropub. And if you've been enjoying this, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe for more content, and hit the bell icon to be notified when these release. Now, let's get into the roadmap roundup for this last Wednesday. So the February 21st, 2024, because we've got some spicy updates here. All right. So, notable changes for February 21st, 2024. Release view. Freight elevators. An update. As work progressed on freight elevators, the team has recognized that additional feature work is required to implement summoning vehicles via your hangar. As a result, this specific mechanic will likely come at a later date. Freight elevators and their other related functionalities are still on track for Alpha 3.23. This has caused a lot of kerfluffle. A lot of people are upset about this because a lot of people only saw the freight elevator's advantage was because ships could be called. And for those of you who are unaware of this, the idea is that in the future, instead of calling your ships to a pad, you can call your ships up from a freight elevator and then load them directly into your ship. A lot of people saw that as the only saving grace for the freight elevators, because the other thing that freight elevators are adding is all of your cargo is now going to come up from a freight elevator and you have to manually load it. So you buy 42 SCU of Quantanium, you're going to hand load that with a tractor beam into your ship. So it's going to increase the time for loading, and you're going to also have an unloading system where you have to load it back into another freight elevator for delivery. It's also going to, that's how things like the cargo missions are going to work. And so a lot of people are not happy with the idea that they're removing the ability to summon your vehicles and drive them onto your ship is not coming with 3.23. Because a lot of people say that's the only advantage. I'm a little different. I'm a big cargo person, so the idea of having these sorts of things added is exciting to me. And I know there's a lot of other of you out there who are like this, but I understand why a lot of people are like, this is not good for me at all, because it just increases the time that I have to take to make my millions of UEC. But it is what it is. Now, let's go to some more positive news as well. The following cards have been added to the release view, targeting an Alpha 3.23 release window. Arena Commander Custom Lobbies. Custom Lobbies, previously referred to as private matches, makes their return to Arena Commander. Utilizing the new front-end and lobby systems, Custom Lobbies allows players to set up and play matches for any game modes on any map at any time with their own rules. That is fantastic. I know people at Atmo Esports have been waiting for this. I know a lot of PvP groups and other kind of just streamers have been waiting for, and other communities have been waiting for to have like Arena Commander nights where they can customize and do these custom setups. So that's a great addition. It's a long time coming, and I'm glad it's coming in. Grav Royale. Embark on high-speed mayhem and thrilling new game mode, Grav Royale. Engage in intense vehicular combat across diverse maps, mastering your Gravlev vehicles to outmaneuver foes and seize victory in this gravity-defying battle arena. Ooh, a battle arena with gravity anti-gravs. There's going to be some restrictions, I'm sure, but that's pretty cool. Arena Commander Engineering Experimental Mode. 3 limited test experimental modes featuring the engineering gameplay, also referred to as Resource Network, showcased at CitizenCon 2953. Help shape the future of engineering gameplay in Star Citizen by testing and giving feedback to the features and balance showcased in this limited test before it hits the persistent universe. They showed it off at CitizenCon. It looked really cool. It is the future of multi-crew gameplay. They said they wanted to put it in Arena Commander. It looks like it's coming in 3.23, which is great. It kind of gives another reason for people to like actually hop onto Arena Commander. It gives a reason why Arena Commander exists. Then Arena Commander, new flight map, Miner's Lament. Miner's Lament, previously exclusive to racing and part of the Master Modes tests, now opens its treacherous asteroid-laden expanse to all flight modes. Dogfighting in the chaotic beauty of Gel's Ring for an intense, dangerous, close-quarters showdown. That's awesome. So, I know a lot of people are a little mixed about Arena Commander at best. A lot of people don't like the fact that Arena Commander is still getting support, but it is what it is. That's all this week. No progress tracker update this week as work continues on long-term planning. So, that's the other sort of controversial thing. No progress tracker has been missing from Star Citizen for quite a while now. It's been something that a lot of people have been looking forward to. I think there's been a lot of tinfoil hat about it. A lot of people coming up with conspiracy theories of what's going on. But we did get an update from Jake, who's responsible for keeping that updated. And I do always want to point out the stuff that I do know, talking with Jake, having known Jake for a very long time, is that this update, or this thing with Progress Tracker and the release view, Jake is pretty much the only person who does any of this. That's one of their major jobs at CIG. So they're a one-person show, and they don't get a lot of resources, so they have to use what they have. And here's the kind of update that was mentioned. Get to the right link. All right. So this was posted on Spectrum. Departed said, could you just officially abandon the progress tracker and call it a day? How long is planning nowadays? Used to only be January. And Stuart GT. Gotta love Stuart GT. Planning quarter hasn't finished yet. Because they haven't been updated since November. And GEPT, who J3PT, so they just reintegrated a significant number of people from Squad 42 teams. As a result, changed a lot of their team structures and hierarchies. Yes, it can take some time to finalize planning and the month long to do that. Then Jake replied, this is accurate, especially considering the team changes. You've already heard some of these changes on ISC, Team Kane, instead of the actor feature team, which means a ton of work to show you this year's planning accurately. There's a bit of planning shifting still going on, but ultimately is positioning us for our biggest and best year yet. Some of that is marketing speak, but generally speaking, what that means is, and you can actually see that if you have been following the monthly reports, they've completely gotten rid of certain teams that existed as separate teams and are now combining them together to create a single team. I think it's just the gameplay features team or the gameplay experience team or something like that is what it's called. And that can cause chaos for reporting, especially if you have people coming over from Squad 42 who don't report as much of their progress, because if you look at the progress tracker for Squad 42, it's always been like Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3, Chapter 4. So there's a lot of just generic progress on that rather than specific progress like you see in Star Citizen. So that is where Progress Tracker is. It's basically in limbo until the dust settles down and there becomes more of a pattern. Does that mean we're getting it anytime soon? Probably not. I wouldn't expect a Progress Tracker update probably until after 3.23 releases, but who knows? Maybe we'll get it sooner. As always, I want to hear your thoughts on all of this down below. Is this the worst change? Is 3.23 the just complete title. It's just the beginning of the gutting of 323, where CIG just starts throwing pieces out after being like, look at this juicy steak, and then leaving us the bones. Or is just things change. Things change along planning. I want to hear your thoughts on that down below. I also want to thank Factor for sponsoring this stream. Fantastic service. I've used it myself in the past. Factor is a service that gets you pre-packaged meals once a week. You put in your fridge. You can pull them out at any time and cook it up. That's for about a week. Cooking in microwave, 2 to 3 minutes. They have a lot of different variety in there. They have different, dietary stuff. It's a great service. And you, with my code, you can get 50% off. And you can find that code. The link is in the description and in the top comment. Well, thank you again for watching. For Factor for sponsoring the stream. Thank you for watching the stream. And like I say every time, hope to see you someday in the black.